reunited one more time. Together, unleashing hotness, the OGs, the Misfits, how it all began, together once again. Sam, Susanna, Adam, Nathan, Amara, Nadine, Amber, myself, Elijah, and of course the man with the most hair, Trevor Van Warden. He's so hot.
Auto sequence start in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Booyah.
Booyah. All right. And with that, we are live tonight on Tuesday, October 29th at 5:45 p.m. Pacific time. Wanted to just say, I love you guys. It's like awesome. Like, I don't know why we don't do reunion shows more often. In fact, I'm going to do more. I'm just going to do more. I'm going to find ways to get more more cats to bomb my show, because cat bombing is what it's all about, especially when the cat lives in Mexico City. All right. So we have Amara Murphy.
We've started all right.
Elijah Brown, Nadine Harris, Sam Sierra, Susanna Dawn, Adam Spatch, right?
Close enough.
Okay, fair. I know it's supposed to be the Sprock, right? But I heard that on one of the podcasts that they were talking about you one time, and they called you Spatch, and I just never forgot. So that's
Get to the top.
It just has never gone away. Nathan Hill, Amber Williams, I love you guys. All right, so we have been hanging out for a long time, like whatever it was, Firesiders. Okay, so and it was about time that we got together again, because it's the season of crazy, and I think that we need, I speak for myself, need a minute or more to not talk about all that other stuff, right? Because there's real life happening, and this doesn't have to be real life. This can just be us goofing off because we're friends and have been hanging out for a really long time and have made LinkedIn a place of relative happiness. So in the audience, let's see, who do we have here? So I just saw Chasen showed up. Thank you very much. Beth Grace, who was a guest some time ago. Chasen, still need to get you on this show. Got Jenny Gold, David Cos. Look at all these folks in here. I love it. Okay, so you guys have all been active. All right, so now we got some house rules. They haven't changed. Okay, we are going to do some Hotness Unleashing, even though we all know each other super well and all of this. Everybody's going to get a chance to talk about themselves. That's going to be great. But all you in the audience, that includes you, Kenneth Dunner and Jason Delatola, and Leslie Flowers and Chris Bogue, right? Your job when we announce somebody is for you to tag that person, okay? That's how it works, because this show is about paying attention to other people or their work in an intentional way. Lisa Favec, you are here. Thank you very much. I love it. I see you. Okay, so when we pay attention to other people or their work in an intentional way, I say it unleashes hotness. Feels really good, right? And Sam, I think you confirmed it earlier at some point or other. It dawned on me that it's not just the person who gets announced, but it's the person doing the announcing, right? There's like a double Hotness Unleashing moment that happens when it goes, because it's super fun, right? It's super fun just to kind of like fool around with it and kind of keep it a secret and then talk about it. Like, what the heck is that cringy show? Yeah, okay. Yeah, so what? This is LinkedIn. We get to be cringe. This is a cringy place to hang out. And I embrace the cringe. I'm bringing it on. And because at the same time, like, what's the opposite of it? If all we do is talk about our own authority, build our own personal brand. Come on. I mean,
so dry. We've done that already.
Let's can we just stop with the personal branding for a minute? Okay. Yes, I got the message. Thank you. I got the message.
No growth hacks? Come on.
Yeah, no growth hacks.
Read the carousel.
Yeah,
this one weird trick.
Social Saturday.
I took the selfie. Oh man, look at all these folks coming in here. I love it. All right, we got Meg McGilver in here. We got Christian Freeze. Okay, so with that, I'm gonna do some stuff here. So I don't know. You guys just let me chat. You just guys let me chat. I love it. I just can just keep talking and talking. I can just talk.
Do you want us to join in with some banter then?
Well, if you're going to make me host, then I'm going to start passing the mic, okay, on a named basis. If you're going to make me do that.
We're being considerate of your leadership.
You are being considerate. You are
being quiet.
Thank you. Yes. That's my mother. Barb Shoston just showed up. Thank you.
Hi, Mom.
Oh, that's good. I love, she's the best. All right. Where were we? Okay, so Amara.
I think we should get your
Amara-
mom to tell stories on you. Just
Yeah,
change the whole
not
story.
gonna happen.
Change
No.
all the show.
What if we
yeah.
outvoted you?
Well, okay, you'd have to track her down. So
I'm a
you
private
can.
investigator.
Drop in a comment, Mom.
I mean, we've got a van.
That's
I
what
won't
you
do
get.
it.
That's what
Hey,
you get, Mom.
Trevor.
All right.
Trevor,
All right. What?
I'm going to interrupt here real quick.
Oh, what?
Oh, I know. I think that maybe Elijah has a little something special planned for us tonight.
Maybe.
We're here to celebrate one host, the hottest host in town, Trevor Van Worden. He doesn't know what's about to happen, so it'll be fun.
August of 2022, we had connected by talking about Julie Morey, Napoleon Dynamite, and carousels.
I first connected with Trevor probably on a social Saturday, but it really wasn't until the Fireside Storytellers.
Real relationships, not just digital relationships, not just virtual relationships, but actual relationships with people that you meet, that you get to know, and not just meeting those people, but then spreading those connections around so that you're introducing people to other people. And that's what the Hotness Unleasher Show has always been about.
To somewhat shock of my own accord, I decided to DM the stranger online, which is something that I've never done before. And I really just felt like asking, what's a Hotness Unleasher?
There was a group of us that, led by Dear Sam, to get Trevor going again on the Hotness Unleasher Show.
We've, kind of kept up on personal lives outside of LinkedIn. And that's really cool. That is what this community is all about.
The Fireside Chat, the OGs, everybody's here together, and I'm honored to be a part of this reunited episode.
Man, you guys, you guys are too much. Look, it's about you, right? And I totally stand behind that. If you guys didn't show up, there would be no show. And that's what you do. It's what you do every day, right? So yeah, we have a little chat thread, right? So everybody here in the audience, my recommendation that I have for anybody who's like into LinkedIn and into like making connections and friends and stuff, find half a dozen other people to hang out with, right? Do that. And I think 7 is about right. I mean, it's about like the right number. It gets too big and then there's too many messages and too many different threads but 7's like, it's like actually cool. And it's worked really, really well. And we've been hanging out and the video, it's I'm going to go watch that again after it's over. So
Find your people.
we're going to do that. Yeah. So, all right. So anybody who's not in like a group or in some sort of a small group who's in this Hotness Unleasher community, I would be thrilled to do some like matching or kick things off or do any of that kind of stuff, because Mike Phillips once told me that I have an unusual DM activity profile, apparently, because he did some data science on my data one time. And yeah, so any case, where were we? So we got to get started. Okay, we got to get going because it's almost 6, and if we don't, we're not going to make it. All right, so with that, Daniel Hall, welcome. All right, Amara.
Yeah.
I want you to tell everybody in the audience, tell anybody who's listening, like, what are you doing? What are you cooking? What are you working on? What do you want to tell the rest of the Hotness Unleasher community tonight about you?
Oh, concisely? I'm not sure.
Forget concise. Just tell us.
We don't need it. So most people will probably know, or at least most people in my community will probably know, that I've been gone for about 6 months, and I recently got back early August. So I haven't been around that long right now. But I am now doing private investigations as a day job, which I do incorporate with my marketing and my copywriting here. So it just helps me a lot in that, but I don't want to harp on that too much. For the people that know me, for the people that are watching this who don't know me, I am a marketing writer and copy editor. I focus on novels for people who are either new to creative writing or just have never really stepped out into the publicizing world, but they're ready to get their stuff seen finally, and they need someone who has an understanding in both marketing and creative writing to help them solidify whatever they're needing in that. And then I also am really invested in creating a bridge between the creatives and the engineers and programmers on LinkedIn when it comes to legal copywriting. That word is escaping me, but like you own what you make. Can't believe I'm forgetting that right now. And AI and what it means
IP.
to be IP? Yes.
Property.
Intellectual property. Thank you, guys. IP and AI and what it means for people in both industries and for the future, and how can we move forward without hurting each other, pretty much.
Dang. Well, that sounds busy. That sounds like super busy. And I mean, okay. And the other thing is you went to Mexico City.
I did. I got to go to Mexico City and see Nadine before any of you fools. And I'm going to do it again next year. That was supposed to be snapped.
It's not that I didn't invite other people. It's just that
I know.
I
I was in Puerto Vallarta this year, and it was fantastic. And I need to get to Mexico City. It's not easy.
A little way over.
It's not easy to get.
There's no beach, sadly.
No,
so I mean, I would also choose Puerto Vallarta over Mexico City.
Yeah, but you got the food there. I could just,
We've got the food here.
You've got the food.
And the most museums and art galleries in the world per capita. So if you're into that sort of boring stuff,
well, I am into that sort of boring stuff, and I'm into the food as well. That's what I like.
That's what I'm saying. Everybody travels for food, dude.
I mean, Mexican food tastes different in Mexico. It just does. Okay, it's just the ingredients are different. The humidity is different. You name it, it's all different, and it's amazing. And I simply cannot get enough. Okay, all right. So bridging the gap between the writers and the technical people, you're doing that. So what? So who has the challenge? Is it the writers or the technical people, or are they like they're? I mean, give me an example.
That is a good question, and I don't think one group necessarily has a bigger challenge than another. But of course, if anybody watching this would love to pitch in and they're from either one of those sides, I would love to hear from you. Connect with me. We can talk extensively about this.
Okay.
I do know that there are some big concerns in the creative writing world because sometimes permission is not asked, and I know that for certain platforms and programs, people's things were taken, and that's a serious problem.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Well, thank you for addressing the serious problem, Amara, and I mean that with utmost sincerity. It's good, and I'm so glad that you're back. I'm so glad that you're here and hanging out. And I threatened to tell the story again of how we met, but thank you for taking that on.
You're gonna miss the important parts of that story again.
I always
basically
do.
Just called me sus in our conversation.
I know I did not.
You absolutely did. You absolutely did. I'm gonna look for these DMs.
Okay. You have to dig those up. I want to see some screenshots. I don't remember that.
Yeah, I reached out with you without a profile picture, and you were basically like, "Oh, by the way, you should probably put a picture up because it's reading a little sus." Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. I can imagine
being Ohio.
I can imagine saying that. I have a friend who's going live on her own different channel, different thing, and we've been talking about lighting, and I've been very nice. So I apologize to you for being overly demanding. Okay. Well, it's been great knowing you for the last couple of years. And I am missing the Halloween spice this year.
I'm sorry. I'll do it next year.
Okay, great. I can't wait.
As long as you don't disappear again.
Fair. I'll try not to. I'll try to be here. Okay, so
the van is ready.
in the interest of the van going on down the road, Elijah, you're going to be last in this motley crew. So I'm going to go over to Nadine. Nadine, tell us about Mexico City. Tell us what you're working on. Tell us how you get so many clients. And
so many.
Because that's what people really want to know, because they're like, damn, she's
the
working.
Secret. I'm not selling that. I'm
Okay.
not selling the answer to that, but the answer is marketing.
Good marketing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Invest in marketing, people.
All right, Nadine, hair. All right. And it is hair. I did get that clarified once.
You got it.
And it took me a minute to get that, even though I'm not backing off of spatch. But in any case, where was I? All right. Now tell everybody which cat is which.
Yeah. Well, the one that was bothering us just right now with the black tail, the completely black one, is Toast, because she's toasted. She was the one that came second. We did get Avocado first. That was just a silly name, and then we got a black cat, so we had to call her Toast. It just made sense. So yeah, black and white one.
Okay,
blue eye, yellow eye is Avocado.
Okay, all right. So just so you know, what's coming to me now is I have this idea that Hank and Sparky de Poof might be inspired somewhat by avocado toast.
You thought they needed, so Sparky de Poof came first, and then I guess you thought he needed a sidekick as well.
Yeah, and Mike Phillips assigned Sparky a feminine gender at some point. I had no idea, but Mike did that, and so that's where we are. Mike
Phillips.
Mike Phillips.
Okay, going around like in French and Spanish, just assigning gender to things that don't need gender.
Apparently, so that's where that went. And then Hank, so Hank is legit. He's a dude, and he's just kind of Hank. But so in any case, we got these two characters, and it could be because you've got the whole I've got these characters, and you work them. That's an angle, and I don't
need to earn their kibble.
I don't see anybody else doing that out here.
Nobody else, no, but then nobody else probably wasn't mildly forced to create a TikTok profile because one of her clients was like, we need to be on TikTok, and you were resisting and saying, I don't want to be on TikTok, I really don't want to, but your client says we really need to be on TikTok. So he said, okay, I'm gonna have to learn how to do this. Don't really want to be dancing myself on TikTok. That was back when it was just, very young svelte things dancing on TikTok, and that was what it was. So I was like, well, the cats can have their own profile. And to this day, they're much more popular than me.
Okay. So you have dancing cats on TikTok. That's a thing.
Yes. I'm trying not to raise people's expectations too much if they're going to go. But there is a very cute video that I just put on there of them snuggling today.
Yeah. Expectations are off the charts.
Where's my phone? I'm going over there right now.
Yeah.
They're very active, following people and commenting too, by the way. Well,
they work very hard. They work very hard.
All right, that's good to know. I'm gonna have to figure out where these cats hang out. So leave a handle or whatever you call it over there on the old TikTok, because I spent a fair bit of time over there on the TikTok. Lately because I think it's actually really incredibly excellent political commentary, and and the content's brilliant. So I don't even watch the regular news anymore. I just go and get it from folks who I trust more. So there you go. All right. So you got Avocado Toast over there on the TikTok doing their thing. That's how they came about. You're in Mexico City. You're a writer.
Yes, I am. Indeed.
And you have your own business, and you're doing business for other businesses, right? So,
yeah, exactly. Like all of us on LinkedIn, I think, at the end of the day.
Right.
I am, and Writewiser is also open to new writers who are emerging, transitioning, whatever, and want to get a byline somewhere. That was something I really struggled with when I was a budding content writer, was to just get my name on something. Everything always comes out like under the company's name or an executive's name, and that's why I created Writewise, so people could publish under their actual name. It seems ridiculous, but getting a byline was actually something that I had to work really hard for. So yeah, if that's you, definitely hit me up.
Okay, awesome. All right, so are you open to new clients right now, or are you kind of?
I am not looking for new clients right now. I am going to be, so I do have a book out, which is for other content marketers. It's specifically designed for content marketers to learn from my mistakes, my struggles, so you don't have to. And I am guiding business owners, entrepreneurs, people who are doing their own marketing for themselves, but that's not their specialty, as well, through a course. So follow me, hit me up if that's what you would like.
So you had your first course, I think, was like about a year ago, wasn't it?
It'll be coming up on a year now, yeah.
Yeah,
And some of the lovely guinea pigs are joining us in this call as well.
Okay, I love
They
it. All right.
survived it. They're still here.
Yeah. Speaking of that, man, I got to say hello to some folks. We got Jill Berkowitz in the house, and we got Jeremiah. I think I said hi to already. Cooper. Golly, I love it. Okay. Hamuza. Awesome. All right. Welcome everybody who has come out. Cherry Holmes too. Okay. Thank you, Nadine. I can't wait to get to Mexico City and visit you in person and enjoy some Mexican food and some
Let's
art
make it a
museums
reality.
and music and all that good stuff. Okay.
Do it tomorrow.
Let's see. Let's go. Let's pass to Sam Sierra because I know you haven't been working on anything.
No, never, not me.
Yeah. So tell us what you want to tell because I know this is your story and you're sort of spoon feeding the world what's on your mind.
I'm
Semantics.
transitioning. Yeah, I'm in the middle of some semantics right now.
Okay.
I feel like I've kind of been in this transition phase for the past couple years. Obviously, I talk a lot about mental health and mental health struggles, and I have PTSD, which made me kind of shut down a lot of things and put all of my hopes and dreams and wishes and goals up on a shelf. And this last 2 years, I took down that damn box and I'm just taking everything out and doing all the things to try to figure out what I want to do with all of this creativity and passion that I have locked away. And I have finally found my purpose. And the beginning of this year, I started coaching. I do transformation and mindset coaching, specifically aimed at people who struggle with limiting beliefs and those lies that we tell ourselves to make it so that we don't achieve the thing that we know we're absolutely capable of achieving. But there's that voice in the back of your head that tells you, no, don't even try it. You're not going to be able to do it. So I hear those voices and I make my clients confront them. And it is just this amazing growth journey watching these people evolve and transform. And because of that, I am launching some really cool stuff in the next couple of weeks, which I am extremely excited and happy for. And it feels like the culmination of everything that I have been working towards over the past few years. So it feels insanely good.
All right. So for the greater good, I want to say like this is the good stuff that if you're part of a group of people who kind of get together and get to know each other and get to trust each other, you get to see some of this, you get to see the evolution of these projects, right? So I've gotten to bear witness to some of these experiments and give you like feedback, and sometimes it's asinine, but okay, whatever. And yet here we are, and I'm excited for you. I'm excited that you've got your coaching practice off the ground. I'm excited to see what you're gonna unleash here in a couple of weeks. I'm excited to have participated in some of the stuff that you're doing in your day job and having just like the anticipation of that and some of the coolness that was happening for you there and that confidence that was coming out. So man, okay, this is the juicy stuff. It's like when we get a chance to hang out together. So I want to just encourage anybody who is looking for that. It's available. It's out here. So Sam,
Trevor, can I break in there? I heard there's no rules. Can
you
I
already did.
Oh, I just did. Hit it.
Right. Permission or forgiveness, whichever one. Like you know how on the platform we talk about like building in public and how you got to build everything in like Sam, I think you're a great example of somebody who's doing a little bit of both. Like you're building in private, kind of behind the scenes with friends, and like it's cool to see and be a part of that. But then you're showing a little bit publicly to like keep the interest there, and like it's just really cool and it's fun to see.
Oh, I appreciate that, brother.
Yeah, I concur, man. Well said. All right. So with that, Sam, I'm gonna give it to Nathan. Let's go, Nathan. Since you interrupted, you got the floor, buddy. Go.
What's up? Since I jumped out on the floor anyway.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's cool to be back in this group because my first live event that I was ever a part of was some crazy thing that some dude did that had like 34 people on a Zoom call that he live streamed. most ridiculous thing I've ever seen.
Oh,
4 hours long.
That was crazy.
How did we manage that? Hey, Wes.
Yeah, I don't know, but that thing was so much fun. Like the energy in that was just off the charts. And so I got really interested in live streaming. I ended up last year doing my own live show where I interviewed coaches. That was a ton of fun. That got me interested in coaching. I ended up beginning of this year, I spent 6 months doing a coach training program. Because coaching is something that I want to do. I've been kind of trying to find where I can combine coaching with something else that's a part of my experience. And I've come to the hospitality industry for that because I spent years working for my in-laws, running a little motel and cottages in upstate New York. That was challenging. It was educational. It was fun. It was all kinds of things. So these days I am getting ready to fire up a podcast interviewing folks who do that kind of stuff, independent hoteliers, finding out, about all the hats they wear, the struggles of trying to run a small business. Because it can be stressful, but it is super rewarding because of the challenges. So I have kind of one foot in that camp, and I still have like a foot in the coaching camp because I still talk to lots of coaches about coaching, and man, that stuff is fun.
Okay. I just want to say, and I did share with you privately that I have this, whenever life gets to be sort of overwhelming and I just kind of like, oh man, I just want to get I just need to like time out on this stuff. I have this idea that I could buy a little hotel, a little beachside hotel in Uruguay, right? I just want to go down there and just hang out because it's like the farthest place that you can go from where I'm. Like there's literally no flights. You have to go to, Buenos Aires and somehow take a ferry or something. I mean, it's not easy to get there. And it's not exactly cheap either. So it's completely unrealistic and it makes no sense in anybody's real world. But owning a little hotel where I could have a little restaurant or have my own little table that I go to because they would already know what I wanted sounds really great. Right. And I wonder, so here's this, this little thing about being you said you a little motel right up in upstate New York. They probably have repeat visitors.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And I bet those repeat visitors like being known that they're repeat visitors. Right?
Oh yes.
There's something in there, like something in there that we want to be seen. We want to be known.
We always drop it into the conversation. Yeah. We have to tell people.
Yeah. We want that. We want to be seen. So awesome. Now it's Hotelier's Hat Rack. That's
going to be the name of the podcast. I'm working on getting guests together right now.
Okay. All right.
But yeah, I mean, the main thrust of the show is just going to be collecting and sharing stories from those people. It's going to be a lot of fun.
And when do you think it's going to be ready to go?
Don't know.
Okay. All right,
I mean, one of the things that's so fun.
Okay.
Yeah.
One of the things that I think is fun about, doing this kind of work is like when you're starting your own projects, like you could set your own timelines. And I'm fortunate to be in a place where like I don't have to put too much pressure on this. So I can kind of hold it lightly and build it as it goes. And so we're sailing along to wherever we get to.
Fair enough.
Don't worry, I get some dates. I'll give them to you.
Okay. Well, that's the thing.
I got a website. You can go there. You can join a mailing list. I'll let you know.
Okay. I'll do it. I'll absolutely do it.
Hoteliershatrack.com.
As long as you take care of people who dream of someday owning a hotel, then
listen,
maybe this could fill that void for me.
This is your task now, Trevor. You got to make this happen so you can be a guest on my show.
I got to make that happen somehow. Now, I have owned an Airbnb from from time to time, but
so you're warmed up.
I'm sort of warmed up. I get the idea. I like the business, even though apparently it's a hard one to pull off. But hey, we're all here. Okay, so because we're gonna go so far over. All right, and I do want everybody to get a chance to talk. All right, so Susanna, it's to you.
To me,
yes.
So for me, there's a lot of stuff that's been going on. Speaker, author, consultant. My whole focus is move beyond boxes and shine because I got tired of being told who and what I was, but it's also shifting into belonging. So I'm talking a lot about belonging and the importance of being our authentic selves. And that translates into so many other things I'm doing, like my live stream from boxes to butterflies. And I see Lisa's in the audience and she was on with me today.
Nice.
And then just a lot of publishing and being an author with the Armor of God series, which Amber was my cover designer.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I loved those covers. To the anthologies that I'm doing with my bestie, CJ, who's a Hotness Unleasher.
Yeah.
So Dr. Constance Leland, we're now, the doors are open on our 4th anthology this year. They close on Halloween, and then for the next first 3 weeks of November, everybody will be writing. We've got this process down.
Mm-hmm.
She published the first one. I published the second. She published the third. I'll be the publisher on this one, so we take turns. But we're doing it all together. This will be my 11th book since July of 23.
Nice. Wow.
So
Since July 23. Okay. Wow.
Between the
That's
two
incredible.
of us, between the two of us, we figured out we've got 26 books, and we don't guarantee it, but all of our anthologies have been #1 international bestsellers on Amazon. So it's been a lot of fun. And I talk belonging. Well, this next anthology, the title is Against the Grain: Finding Belonging in a World of Resistance.
Okay. Okay.
When you
and that's
follow
really resonant. And you know, I can kind of see it, like your vibe is really lifted. It's like you've got sort of like a peace about you right now. Like you're really owning that. And I just want to call that out. So amazing. That's a lot of books, man. A
lot of books.
Like, do you do anything else? I mean,
well, there's more stuff, and I'm building out the website because I'm trying to get that speaker focused on women and veterans to help them move beyond boxes, to stop feeling stuck and have the awareness that whatever's holding them back, they can take control back from that, whether it's other people, society, or even our own fears. So Sam talked about imposter syndrome, and that's our fears holding us back.
I'm buying. Okay, awesome. Yep. Well, thank you for sharing that, Susanna. I really, I'm stunned. All right, that's just a lot of books. A
lot of books, and different hair colors.
There you go. Hey, that works. You have hair. You're sporting some hair tonight, so that's more than I can say. So and more than Nathan can say. So we're but Elijah's got good TV hair. So and I know that Adam's got some. In any case, I digress because I don't have much. I was gonna crack a joke, but now I forget what it was.
Enough hair, everybody. That's all you need.
That's all we need. All right. Okay. We're gonna go to the Spatch. Adam, what's you cooking, man?
The Spatch by day. And speaking of hotels, coming to you live from a hotel. So if my sound or my normal studio setup looks a little different, that's why. I did that in honor of.
Nice.
Well, thank you. I did that in honor of Nathan. By day, I'm a learning and development manager for a manufacturing company, but night. No boring training. That's what most people know me for. So really working hard at producing tools and resources for both people who deliver training and, more importantly, the leaders of organizations who recognize that learning is a way to help move the organization forwards. And it's all designed to fight back against the corporate learning crisis right now. So put out a whole stream of free tips on a daily basis across multiple platforms, all sorts of new video channels that are out, so that if you're new to training, subscribe and you get a whole bunch of free tips, working on some courses for different things, and then a new suite of assessment tools for those leaders to figure out where their gaps are and start aligning their overarching strategies with effective learning. So lots going on. And you can find me at noboringtraining.com, as Elijah just nicely put on the screen.
You can find Adam on TikTok, on the TikTok too, because I
also
see you there. I see you there all the time, man. All the time. Like, just you're rolling stuff out. It's impressive, that the content flow that you've been putting up there. So,
Thank you.
No joke that other platforms are happening. And I'm actually enjoying. So I don't know if you guys know, but Adam and I DM each other on TikTok, on the TikTok. So that's
True story.
That's a true story. Yeah, like he's like my first DM person on the TikTok, so like it actually worked.
Aww.
Yeah, no, it's nothing like LinkedIn, but you know, hey, it's it actually is a functional sort of semi-functional tool. But
Facts.
We should be careful what we say on here because they might hear us, and a lot of us depend on this platform for like food and stuff.
Yes.
All right, fair enough. But you got to get out there, because the thing about the TikTok is that it's not boring for the most part, and if it is, you just
fuck up is never boring.
You just go and it's gone, and there you go. So
it's a great testament to trying new things for sure. And I have to give a big shout out to Amara and Nadine and Avocado and Toast, because my first couple TikTok reels, which got somewhere around 2 to 3 entire views, they've been kind enough to like and comment and all that sort of thing. Very, very supportive. So hats off to you both for all that
back
support.
at you, Adam.
Yeah, back at you too, Adam, because you're always supporting me on Instagram.
I do what I can, but it is much appreciated, and a great testament to community when you have a lot of friends and you can support each other on all these cool different projects.
You're right about that. You're absolutely right, and you're absolutely right. The training is usually ridiculously boring, and I love the brand.
So
no
boring
training. It's always
so
so boring. So it's just like, oh, guys, it's gonna. Okay, what that's so. Yes, I thank you for fighting that fight on behalf of all of the trainees in corporatedom. Okay, so with that, Amber, it goes to you. What is cooking in your Ohioan world?
Yeah. So I don't even know if most of you guys know, but I just started as a nursing instructor at a career center 2 weeks ago. So this is my 3rd week. I am working with the practical nursing program. So these are nursing students who will be LPNs when they finish and get their license. And so anyway, that's my new paying job. On the side, I am still trying, wanting to get the coaching business going. I am really focusing on the grief recovery coaching. Most people are aware that my husband died 3 years ago, and through my own grief recovery, this is where I'm coming in and helping others. So
fantastic. All right, so I want to say a couple things. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry, we had a little gap there for a minute. How's the house? Is the house coming together? Because you've had some house calamities.
As of a week ago, I now have a kitchen that is fully finished and functional, and a guest bathroom that is also fully finished and functional. I am proud to say that all of my design ideas actually came together, and they look pretty good, if I do say so myself. Just waiting on the painting. That's the only thing. But
okay.
Other than that, okay.
Well,
it's so nice not washing dishes in the bathroom anymore.
Yeah, congratulations, because that is just we don't need to talk about
since July 2nd. July 2nd is when both rooms got torn out. So yeah,
I feel the pain. I feel the pain. That is the pits. And I want to say too, congratulations on getting back into the nursing business in some way, shape, or form, because I don't know if you guys you guys know this, but everybody else who's listening should know that if you're in a DM chat room with Amber and you say, I don't feel so good, bam, Nurse Amber is on it, right? You got this, okay, you're checking, and I love that about you, right? You're so caring. You have such, that is so true. That is such a part of your character, and something I have thoroughly enjoyed, getting to know about you and experiencing firsthand. So thank you. All right. So congratulations on that again. All right, Elijah, sir, I want to hear what you're up to, particularly with regard to some of the services that you may or may not be providing relative to sort of producing and things like that.
There was about a year and change that people wondered, what the heck do you actually do? So I kind of tried to rebrand a couple months ago as creative fractional director for podcasters, silly to serious, handle behind the scenes, the creative stuff, audio magic, and getting in a bit of video too, and trying to do things like creative stuff, like produce live events and have a good time. So sometimes I coach people on their communication. Sometimes I edit some podcasts. Sometimes I do a bit of pizzazz for Trevor's Hotness Unleasher Show. So that's kind of my jam. And if you want to learn more, it's yourpodcastsidekick.com to check out all the podcast publications. There we go. That Nadine is continually referring her friends to mine. So thank you.
So if anybody in the audience is thinking or wanting to, or otherwise needs help with, because I needed help with this show, and I just want to say thanks to Elijah for volunteering, because this show runs on no budget. There's no budget, and maybe we'll work on that at some point. But in any case, so officially Elijah's my podcast sidekick is the sponsor, right? He is the sponsor, and the trade was that he has produced this show tonight. So we are going to have some of his work on display. Clearly, this canvas that we're working in right now is his design, and the intros and all the flow and stuff. This is what you get when you have Elijah on your team producing a show for you. I love it. It's been fantastic. It has made this experience for me so much more incredibly energizing. So let's leave it right there. So with that, Elijah, I would say thank you very much. We're ready. We are ready. All right. So Elijah, it goes to you with your intros on the Hotness Unleashing. All right. So everybody knows we are at time already, so we're gonna have to hustle. But the fact is that's this is what you signed up for when you came in with this group tonight.
We knew we had a sales leader taking charge today. We knew what we were getting into. Work harder. None of you are working hard enough or fast enough.
All right. Enough out of you. Okay, we got to get to work. Okay, so a reminder to anybody who's still with us, who hasn't fallen asleep, when we're going to announce the Hotness Unleashers, you need to tag those people in the comments as many times as possible. Okay, that's the job. All right, so with that, Elijah, goes to you. Who's our first Hotness Unleasher of the night?
Nadine, I know someone who's in health heaven. Say goodbye to calorie counting diets. Kylie, she'll master your mind while removing diets from your vocab, and you'll love food all over again. Kylie brings her experience, knowledge, and education to the table so you can redefine your life with habits you trust. Nadine, this connection is spicier than a redhead living in Mexico. Our ears are hungry. Share more about Kylie, would you?
Yes! Well done, Elijah. Okay.
What do you got, Nadine?
Oh, it's too good. I don't think follow on.
Well said, Nadine. Great job.
Sorry for the...
We're good, right? Yeah. No, as you were.
That's it. Just go to the next one. I don't think I'll say no. Kylie Haupt, she's a wonderful sharer because she gives so much free knowledge away. You could honestly probably relearn to reprogram the way that you think about diets just by following her on LinkedIn. But she also does lives, and she's on other places as well. I really recommend anyone who's just interested in being more healthy to follow her. She's also a very sweet person, very kind and likable. So what's to lose? And I apologize for this massive dip after such a wonderful intro that I just couldn't possibly keep up with. Maybe lower it a little bit, Elijah, so that the rest of us can compete.
Okay. Yeah, what are we gonna say? It's like Elijah's like, okay, Elijah, just run the show from here, right? We'll just
it was amazing.
I'm trying to match the level of the wise writer. I thought it was a perfect segue.
I'm sorry.
Captured
It's too perfect. Disappointment.
All right.
See, look, Adam left. He's like, I'm not going to be able to top that.
How bad it was.
Where are you going
I
to
watched Nadine Skybomb. I'm just going to.
I can't work in these conditions. This is ridiculous.
Something happened in this hotel. Oh,
all right. I'm trying to tag Kylie and I can't do it for some reason. So if you guys are trying
to
tag
Kylie.
Please do. Okay. So
she
with that, I want to
incredible person.
If Kylie, if somebody can possibly tag her, that'd be great. If not, then we'll figure out how to make sure she's aware that she has been selected as Nadine's Hotness Unleasher for season 3, episode 7. Kylie, just want to say thank you for being awesome, and you're welcome here to the Hotness Unleasher Show community. Okay, next up, Elijah.
Eamon, she changes the way you scroll through content. I need solutions, Amara, not tips and tricks. Hotness! She helps coaches book more calls by injecting authority into their social media content. So stop being generic and start standing out. Get in front of your audience, stand up on your proverbial soapbox and proclaim with authority and confidence, I am better than blah. So Amara, what do you want to communicate about this hot connection?
Yeah, so, well, now you're making me second guess because I'm pretty sure she's Iman, but I've never actually asked her.
Okay.
I also called you Amara, so I don't know. Tomato, tomato.
Actually, yeah, you're right. Yeah.
What are you going to do?
Iman's been around since about the same time that I started being active on LinkedIn 2 years ago. And honestly, I'm so surprised that, well, she has more followers than me, but I'm so surprised that people in my connections, I think, don't know her as much as I thought that she's known. She's a content marketer and writer, and just like a lot of the other people in Rightwiser, I feel like, not to call Rightwiser out, I'm just saying that I know a lot of people. I think that she deserves to be shouted out. I'm always blown away with the growth that she does, and the product that she puts out, I think, is wonderful. I feel like more eyes should be on her.
Okay, well, now they are. So, Amara, thank you so much for bringing Iman into this community. Iman, you're welcome here, researching, connecting ideas, and writing words, because, that's well said, right? I mean, perfect. Like, I don't need much more than that. So, Amara, again, thanks so much for bringing her in. And Iman, you are welcome here to the Hotness Unleasher community. Okay, Elijah, you're up.
Amber, you know what I think? I think when Pat takes a selfie while she drops her camera, that's so hot. Hotness! Pat, she's a writer of many mysteries. There's a couple in the works, and now she's working through another one. Revisions are published almost. I'm so excited. And when she's not writing and creating art, she's a proud member of the Literacy Volunteers of America. Forget this, 34 years. Oh my goodness. Amber, what else have you written down about Pat?
Yeah, so Pat Utterness, I don't know if you guys know her, but she is a really neat lady. She's 81 years old, published her first novel, which I don't know if you can see it in here. It's called Charity Begins at Home. And this is, I think, the first book that I've actually read in maybe 2 years, because I just don't read books much anymore. But I was able to get through this not really quickly, but quick enough that it made for a great novel. She has 2 more that are following this. The second one is already available. I'm just waiting to get it. And then the third one, she's working on editing right now. She is a retired geneticist, and then she became an iris hybridizer. And like I said, just a really neat lady. And I think in the last couple of years, she just started learning how to weave. And so she weaves these table runners that are just gorgeous. I bought one earlier this year. So anyway, just a neat lady. And I'm hoping that this just kind of puts a smile on her face. She's going through some rough times right now. So
Her picture's adorable. I love it.
I love the picture too. And I love just how you put it out there, Elijah. Like, I dropped my phone. Thank you.
It's perfect.
Like, I'm selfieing while,
It's great.
or I'm skydiving, or something.
She just posted this photo in a post like just over the weekend, I think. So I love that she just
clearly
changed it.
Yeah, awesome. All right, awesome, perfect. Well, thank you for bringing Pat into this community, Amber. Pat, if you're here, if you're listening, or if you become aware, I want to say welcome to the Hotness Unleasher community. Iris hybridizing, genetics, all good stuff, and again, thanks for being awesome. Okay, Elijah, you're up.
I interrupt this important message to tell you that Jason, a bearded badass, is changing the way you think about branding. Hotness! In fact, some say he's leading the pack. Elevate your biz by attracting that inner animal with science. Sure, you could hire your brand problem away and sweep it under the rug, but you know that it'll come back to bite you in the ass. Jason may not speak real French, but he's the real deal when it comes to science-based brand strategy. So Sam, howl at us with more fun facts about Jason. Would you?
Oh, that was an incredible intro.
Hi, Jason.
So good. Okay, so I came across Jason sometime last spring, and he was fairly new to the platform. I think I met him, he only had like a couple hundred connections, and his carousels and his approach to tackling really complex mental health things and breaking them down into, I call them bite-sized science. They were just so easily able to be digested by everyone. And what I loved is how simple he made it to understand really the things that happen in your brain, why they happen. And I just absolutely fell in love with the way that he articulated everything. His carousels were fire. That's what caught me. But what I really, really loved is he's not afraid to dive down rabbit holes. And you guys all know how much I love a
You love
good
a rabbit
hole. And Jason really just goes in, and he is going after his PhD for, I think, cognitive behavioral stuff. Like he like goes into detail of how marketing affects people in depression in the fitness world and the gym and all that kind of stuff. So he took some time off, fell in love with a beautiful girl, Millie, who has moved to Canada with him, and they are now engaged very happily, and they are working together on the Grey Wolves, which is their marketing and branding agency. And I have had the absolute pleasure and honor of being able to work with them for the past 10 weeks or so on this project that I am getting ready to unleash in the next couple of weeks. I call it Phoenix X Wolves. And yeah, he's just an amazing, amazing guy that I really don't know where I would be today without him and Millie's help getting me prepared.
Okay. Wow. Like, wow. That was a lesson in Hotness Unleashing right there. Thank you, Sam. Awesome. Okay. And apparently he doesn't speak the right kind of French, but Canadian. So
it's Quebec saying, I'm sorry. It's not my fault. I'm just the messenger.
Okay. Fair enough. Cause you're just a hop, skip, and a jump over there. Okay. We'll let that go. Okay. Thank you. So Jason, man, brother, you're like, this is inspiring stuff. So thanks for taking such great care of Sam, Millie. I love it. I love this kind of stories. This is what this is all about. And so you're welcome here in the Hotness Unleashing community. And I can't wait to start following and get to know more about what you are cooking up out here. Okay, Elijah.
Spock. Holy buckets! This plaid-loving wonder helps vets secure perimeters and provides turnkey security solutions. Oh my. Hotness! Tyler, being practically Canadian doesn't cause him to lose focus of his mission. U.S. Special Ops, DoD, government, corporate, featuring supporting coastal, offshore, deep sea operating environments. Whoa! If you need someone to lend a hand to reinforce your company, a friend in need is a friend indeed, but a friend in plaid is better. Right, Adam?
Couldn't agree more, and well said. Well said. I can't believe Tyler hasn't been mentioned already, but I really appreciate his content for a variety of different reasons. One is he is, like many people, was full-time employed and has gone off on his own. So he is on that journey, and he has shared a bunch about that along the way. So a great way to be inspired and get ideas for that solopreneur journey. The other thing I appreciate, while the maritime support security, that's not my space really, the way he talks about it, if you read his posts, I'm always fascinated to read them because it's not the typical LinkedIn formatting with here's my killer hook and here's my amazing, next line. And then I've got the bullet points that expand out and then contract. It's like he's just sharing what's on his mind. Emojis are mixed in. Sometimes there's an ellipse followed by another ellipse, followed by an emoji. I mean, it's his own style. And I love it. Absolutely adore how he posts the way he wants to post and shares the thoughts he wants to share. And then he mixes in some really cool content of like, hey, here's me in the backyard doing some composting. Here's me in the backyard going on some endurance bike race thing that was like, I don't know, 200 miles through the upper Minnesota wilderness in the dead of winter or some ridiculous thing. But mad props to him for trying that and then sharing that and weaving that content in with his sort of pillar content. He's just a really fascinating dude who goes about it his own way. He's on podcasts. He does all that stuff as well. But highly recommend you follow Tyler. He does a lot of things really cool that I only wish I could do. So great dude. Highly recommended to follow him. And is definitely an unleasher of hotness.
Awesome. I'm really glad that you brought him in here, Adam, because I've known him and I haven't really hung out or anything, but I mean, I've seen his content for a long time, and I think I dropped a comment or something about my own stuff one time, and he nipped me a little bit. It was good though. I mean, it felt honest. It felt authentic. It was a nice little exchange, and we processed it and moved on. And I didn't forget, but it was fair. It was fair on his part, and so I'm thrilled to have him here. I'm thrilled that you brought him up. I love just. I mean, if it isn't obvious, I'm all about just doing whatever you want. That's the thing, right? Because eventually, doing the other stuff that you are told to do gets really hard and boring and impossible to sustain. So anybody who's out here doing what they want because it's what gives them juice, I'm all about it, man. I'm all about supporting that. So thank you for bringing Tyler in here finally. Gee whiz.
I was shocked when I sent his name in. I just expected that you were going to come back and say like, listen, bro, he's already been named like 47 times.
Yeah.
So glad to bring him into the fold.
Well, that's what happens when you go on hiatus for 6 months and get brought back in by your Fireside Storytellers. Sometimes we've missed, and there's a few out here. There's a few out here that need to be guests, and a few that need to be called out. So we will get to them. We're not going to miss them. All right. Thank you, sir. I want to say, and again, Tyler, you're welcome here, man. You're welcome to the Hotness Unleasher community. Thrilled that Adam finally showed up and brought you in. Okay. So here we go. You guys are pointing at each other. I love it. Elijah, you're up. Next up. Let's go.
Susanna. April. She dumped her 9-to-5 to seek a transformative mind to body reboots. Hotness. She creates a sanctuary to overcome trauma with emotional intelligence, meditation, holistic wellness, and some serious breath work. April and Susanna working on their #1 book across the globe, Moving Beyond Boxes, The Journey to Self-Discovery. Susanna, that's so hot. What else do you want to maybe take a little deep breath, share about April, huh?
Oh, I adore April. She's one of those, and I've had chances to have her on my live stream, and I've actually had to step in for CJ once on her TV show and interview April. And one of the things April's really good at is calming everybody down around her. There's just this natural calmness to her. She's got a retreat that's going to happen next month in Bali, and she's going to have another one down in the San Diego area. And just her story, when she wrote her story for Moving Beyond Boxes, and I was the one that got to work with her on that story, and it was amazing because it was her finding her voice, finding her lion's voice, I believe is how she put it, and just not willing to stay in whatever box that she was stuck in, and to just go out and do what it was that she wanted to do, what her calling was. And that's what you get right here. That's what you're seeing is April doing everything she's supposed to do and lifting up everybody around her. It's been great getting to know her and how she's always there checking in with people.
Wow. Okay. Well, there you go. That's awesome. Thank you for bringing her into this community, Susanna. I also want to highlight real quick the Hounds of Business community that is on her profile there, because we haven't talked about that yet. And I know that's well, you invited the Hounds of Business into the Hotness Unleasher community, and we kind of had some overlap there. And so a lot of the players over there were friendly. Okay. So you got Mike and CJ.
Yes.
Sia and Nick the GBW, right? So we're good, right? Like we got and Raki, of course, right? Can't miss her. So we've got like some serious overlap, and now we've got April, right? And I love how these communities can kind of roll along. They kind of have their own sort of momentum and their own sort of objectives and their own way of kind of doing things, but then they overlap, and we can really help each other and continue to grow and continue to discover, what's out there. So again, I want to say to you, April, if you're listening, welcome to the Hotness Unleasher community. So we're going to figure out how to put that on some way to stick that out there so people can begin to claim that. That's another thing we got to get serious about. So Susanna, thanks so much for introducing all of us to April. And again, April, you're now a member of this community, whether you like it or not. So thank you, Susanna. All right, I think we're down to our last Hotness Unleasher of the night. Am I mistaken, Elijah? Or are we
one more to go? And the battle between who has the most hair will be up to you and Trevor. But to be first, we'll just get to it, Nathan.
Okay, let's do it.
Don't let her poker face fool you. Kate turns your lukewarm career into hot, spicy satisfaction. Hotness! Regain control of your career like you can control the house to deal you a royal flush every time. Are you kicking screaming to your 9 to 5 every Monday? Well, toodaloo self-doubt, sayonara old patterns. Let's boost some self-confidence, get some success, and maybe Nathan can power us a little more and learn about Kate. What you think? Is it Monday yet? Oh, I hope not.
You guys got data yet on how many guests on the show are toe tapping during this tune? Because like I'm over here just kind of like bopping along to it, like tapping my foot under the desk.
Just cruising. Yeah.
So when I did my live show on coaching, which was called Tilted Bench, I had 25 different guests I interviewed. I was doing that because I wanted to find out more about coaching. I wanted to hear people talk about what it was like to do the work. And my last guest on the show was Kate. Towards the end of the interview, the conversation, she actually kind of had a little coachy moment with me where she asked me a question that really prompted me to think some things. And I was struck by that because of the 25 guests, that was the only time that ever happened where I felt like I was in a client seat for just a moment. And I was like, oh, this is interesting. So right shortly after her episode, she was doing free sessions with people to kind of, let people try it out. And it's like, you got any of those left? And did one, and I just loved it, clicked with her. Coaching means different things to different people. I follow a model that is non-instructional. It's more about support. It's more about thought support, kind of creating space for people to work through things, just being an aid in that process. She was that for me. I do not think I would have made it as quickly or maybe even at all into making the right decisions, getting into my coaching program. I wouldn't have done that if Kate hadn't been there with me along that process. It's a fun bonus that when she and I first connected, way before the show, I saw the poker thing on her profile because I used to play poker a lot way back when I was in school. So it was cool to see that. And she's awesome. So definitely if you are in that mid-career meltdown spot that she's talking about, talk to her. She's the person for you.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you for bringing her here. And Kate, you are welcome here into the Hotness Unleasher community as well. Wow. Okay, we did it. We made it through our official agenda. And so with that, I want to be sensitive to time because I don't want people to feel like they're just got to hang out with us all night long, even though we could probably just keep trucking. So I want to say thank you to the audience for coming out tonight. I mean, gee whiz, got Beth is still here hanging around. Paul Deach, of course, I haven't said anything about Paul. I've been seeing your comments hitting. I couldn't say anything when I had a chance. So, all right. So then, let's see. Mike obviously is here. Love Mike. Cherry and Sam. Golly, man, who else do we have in the house? Jamal. All right. So Jamal's a new name to me. Yes, and I see that he was corrected to know that Nadine is, in our
Over here, over this side.
Over here with us. So you're not in the UK. Now, the next episode of the Hotness Unleasher Show is quasi sort of planned kind of ish for November 11th, which is a U.S. federal holiday. And we're going to be bringing in some folks who are not in the U.S. or Mexico or, those time zones. And so that's why we're going to have a little bit of a switcheroo. And you know what? Guess what? It's my show. So, and I didn't, actually, you know what? I didn't ask Elijah permission yet. Oh, no.
Oh, yeah. By the way, Elijah, guess what?
I'm switching something.
Okay. Subject to Elijah's approval.
As long as I can keep my hair.
Elijah has that much to say.
November 11th will be our next show.
Do I have to bring a poppy? Something like that? Is that appropriate? Should we not?
Yeah.
What's going on?
Well remembered.
Yeah.
Okay. That one went right. Just I don't even know what that is. So that's okay. So I want to say thank you to everybody in the comments tonight, because you are helping to create the show, right? And I like the pacing of the comments too. I want to say, I occasionally watch other live streams, and sometimes the comments are so fast and furious that you can't even keep up. So the pacing is great. Everybody, I think, feels like they're seen here, and we get a chance to slow it down a little bit. And that's what I love about LinkedIn. I love that about LinkedIn, that we can just sit here and laugh at each other endlessly while I yappity yap. So with that, I want to say I wish that Amara and Adam were back next to each other, because then, I don't know. Is Adam are Adam and Nathan in the same room?
Every time they comment, they giggle at each other.
They do.
It's quite nice.
They do. They do
on TikTok. It's lovely.
On the TikTok. Yeah. Okay.
This
all
needs
right,
more T-Rex costumes. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. With that, I'm gonna exercise the ultimate power and push the end stream button in a little bit. So I want to say thanks to everybody for coming out. I love you guys, and it's just been a thrill to have you all on tonight. So with that, good night, everybody. Thanks for coming to the Hotness Unleasher Show. Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Flight control, countdown confirmed.
That was so hot. The Unleashers unleashing hotness one more time. Yo, geez, the Misfits back together for reunion of all reunions, and Trevor's busy hanging out with his socks and sandals, trying to figure out why he's losing all hair. I don't know, because he's so hot. Is that it? Maybe.
Auto sequence start in 5, 4, 3,